Welcome back to Algebra 2, Chapter 2, Section 8 in this book. And we're talking about absolute value equations, functions, whatever you want to call them. I think the book says functions, absolute value functions. Okay, so remember absolute value, it is the detention room from Sky High, Comet's Way, that strips away negative numbers. So the absolute value of -7 is 7. The absolute value of 7 is 7. If you don't know about absolute value, you need to go back and watch the video where I talked about earlier with the Algebra 2. So the graph. Let's graph y equals the absolute value of x. How you put this in your calculator is there's two ways. One way is you push the button that says alpha, and then window, and then select number 1. Your calculator calls absolute value abs. They don't have anything to do with your stomach muscles. My abs are hidden under a layer of protective fat right there. But I do work out. I do an ab video with Jeff Cavalier. And I'm really terrible at it, but I can tell I'm getting stronger in my core, just like Jeff. All right, anyway, he's a fellow YouTuber, not getting any endorsement money from him. Okay, back on track. Stop getting distracted by the fact that it says abs. All right, so that's one way I put it in. Some of you, your calculators are old and the ab and the alpha window shortcuts don't pop up. If they don't, you can go to the Texas Instrument website and you can re-download, you can update your software and you'll get your windows, which I recommend you doing. But for now, until you have time to do that, another way to get the absolute value bars is you go to second of 0, and that's the catalog. The catalog is in alphabetical order, but I think the first thing, or real close to it because it starts with the letter A, is abs. And you select it, and it will pop up under your y equals button. It will pop up the little bars, and you put your cursor in it and put the X in there, and then hit graph, and you get something that looks like that. It looks like it's going, yay! And it looks even better if you use a square window. All right, so if you have the absolute value of X, and it's negative, if X is negative, the answer is positive. If X is positive, then the answer is positive. And if X is 0, then it's 0. And that's where we get that, ta-da! It looks like it's a cheerleader. All right, so how we will graph these in real life in the 2020s is I want you to just type in the equation in your calculator like this one. Go to the y equals button, do negative, get your absolute value bars, put x plus 2, arrow outside of the absolute value bars and put plus 3. Graph, and then I want you to hit trace, and trace will tell you that if x is 0, y equals 0. It'll pop up on the bottom, and then you go, well, what about if x is 1? You hit 1, enter, and it'll tell you what y equals, and you can get your if-then chart off of trace, off of your graph. So I want you to graph it first, and then go back and get your if-then, because this is the 2020s. But this is how we did it in 1987. Music was great. REM, Violent Films. You can tell what kind of music I liked. I like the alternative rock. All right. In 1987, how we would do it is this way. And I think it's good for you to know. First of all, you go and you find the vertex. And the vertex is H and K. H is what's in the bars with the X, and K is outside. It's how the graph gets shifted from here. The H shifts it horizontally, the opposite sign. K shifts it vertically. H for horizontal and K for vertical. Get it? That will tell you your vertex. So I do -2, opposite sign, +3, and I put a dot. Then this negative, just like parabolas, this tells me it's going to go down. So I try one. My first point of my if-then is the vertex. Then I try if x is 0, because I'm lazy and that's easy. 0 plus 2 is 2. -2 plus 3 is 1. And I put a dot. And then I have to go on the other side. So I said, why not -3? -3 plus 2 is -1. Absolute value is 1. -1 plus 3 is 2. Put a dot, drawing your lines. So you can learn how to do it both ways. Study the examples in your book. Try them all on your calculator though. The reason why I want you to do it your calculator way first is now that it's the 2020s, they expect you to do math faster than they expected me in 1987. All right? So you've got to do it fast. So you need to be really good with your calculator. I know some of the moms and dads are going, what? Blasphemy! But it's the way it is now. We just got to roll with the times. Math is great.